Hello, everyone, and welcome to a lesson using the cross-linguistic strategy, the bridge. Today, I will be showing you a third grade math lesson that will happen at the end of a unit. This unit is the geometry unit for third grade, reason with shapes and their attributes. And the two Common Core standards that this activity would help summarize and review are understanding the shapes in different categories and that may share attributes, and that shared attributes can define a larger category. That would be a Common Core Standard 3.GA.1, and then the other one is 3.G.A2, and that's partitioning shapes into parts with equal areas. So let us begin. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Today's lesson objective is to analyze important geometric vocabulary. So by the end of today's lesson, this is what we should be able to do. So in order to analyze important geometric vocabulary, we need to begin with coming up and brainstorming a list of words from our last unit on geometry. Not only their shapes, but also their attributes. So I want you all to come up with as many important vocabulary words as you can from our previous unit on geometric shapes. Okay, so go ahead. Have at it. Okay? Círculo. Muy bien. That's one of our words from our past unit. Triangle. Nice. Good job. Triangle is another word. Triángulo, yes, that's triangle in Spanish. Triangle, triángulo, triángulo. Good job. Okay, what other words? Circle, good. That's for círculo, circle, círculo. Okay, what else? Desigual. Oh, muy bien. Desigual. That's another important word from our unit. Octágono, muy bien. Octágono. Igual, igual, muy bien. Rhombus, good job, rhombus. That's another word from our previous unit. Shape, good job, shape. That's another important word, shape. Okay. Rectangle, rectangulo, good job, rectangulo. Put that one down here. I'm going to bring you a little bit closer so you can see the whole chart there. Okay, well, anybody have anything else to contribute? That's okay. So does anyone know this word, desigual, in English? Unequal, good job, unequal. Okay. What about octágono in English? That's okay. You don't have to know it. I will tell you. Octagon in English is octágono. Okay, what about igual? Anyone know what igual is? That's okay. Igual means equal. Equal in English. Okay, what about the other way? What is rhombus in Spanish? Does anyone know? Good job. Rombo, rombo. Good job. Thank you. Okay, what about shape in Spanish? Does anybody know shape? No? That's okay. Shape is forma. In Espanol, shape is forma. Oh, you know what? I don't have forma, but that's okay because we can make one now. Forma. Can you help me spell forma? F-O-R-M-A. Forma. Muy bien. And we will add that one to the wall as well. Wow, you guys know a lot of great vocabulary from our last unit. Forma. Okay, what about rectángulo? Rectángulo is a rectangle. Good job. Okay, well, I think you guys have come up with a lot of great words One other one that I think is really important, especially when we're talking about the attribute of shapes, is side. In Spanish, side is lado. You got it. So that'll be our last word for our anchor chart for now. Now, what we're going to do is look at these words, and I want you to think about, what do they have in common? Are any of these words looking kind of similar or the same to you? They are, exactly. There are a lot of words that are similar or the same, and that's because they are cognates. Cognates are words that are the same in English and in Spanish. So let's go through and name those cognates. They may be almost the same, they may be exactly the same, or there may just be a letter or two difference in the spelling. So who can tell me the first cognate on the list? Circle, círculo. Good. That's a cognate. Triangle, triángulo. Yes, that's a cognate as well. What about unequal and desigual? Do those sound the same or almost the same? No, they're not. So every word in English and in Spanish is not a cognate. Only those special ones that we share that sound the same or almost the same. So what's the next cognate on the list? Good. Octagon, octágono. What else? Good. Rhombus, rhombo. And there's one more. Do you know what it is? Not shape and forma. Those are very different. The last one is rectangle, rectángulo. Wow, look at all those cognates. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cognates. In math and science, there are always going to be a lot of cognates. So that can definitely help us making connections between what we know in English and what we know in Spanish. Something else that can help us to make connections are Greek and Latin roots. Does anyone know what a Greek and Latin root is? It's a part of a word that has a special meaning. And that meaning helps us to understand what the whole word means. So some of these words have Greek and Latin roots that tell us what part of the word means, and therefore we can infer what the whole word means. Does anyone see any Greek or Latin roots or word parts that might help us understand the whole word? That's okay. I'll give you a clue. When we're looking at, for example, let's look at triangle, triángulo. How many sides does a triangle have? 3, right? Well, what part of that word do you believe? I'll tell you, there's a part of that word that means 3. Do you know what it is? Tri. That's right. So the tri in triangle and the tri in triángulo both mean 3. So some other words that have tri in it are like tricycle or triceratops, or those are some of the words that have tri in it. Now there's some other Greek and Latin roots. So if you see a word with tri, it might have something to do with 3. Good. Okay. There's another one that has to do with numbers as well. Oct. That's right. How many sides does an octagon have? 8 sides, right? So what do you think oct means? Oct means 8. Good job. So whenever we see a word with oct in it, we can assume that it might have something to do with 8. We can reasonably assume that. Good. There's one more that I want to call your attention to. And it's only on the Spanish side that this is occurring. Any ideas? It's des. Des, which in English would be un. Now, des and un mean the same thing. Do you know? It means not. So des and un both mean not. So right here I'm going to also add un. So des in Spanish and un in English both mean not. So let's go through and underline our Greek and Latin roots. These are actually the type of root that they are is called a prefix because it comes at the beginning of the word, right? Oct, oct. Those are just a few. And you can find these Greek and Latin roots in lots of subject areas, in reading and science and social studies. And you will see these appearing in different places. And it should help you understand what the words mean, or at least take a good guess about what they mean. Great job, everybody.